we're here today to talk to students, those of you looking to study in Canada and those that are already in Canada on a study permit. And we're lucky today to have Mr. Tarun Khullar of Pacific Link College here with us. Thank you, Tarun.
Thank you, Dhruv. It's always wonderful to meet you as a friend and also as a business partner. And it's always lovely to be in Toronto.
It's a pleasure to have you. And Tarun is going to do us the favor today of sharing some information with us about their college's programs. Tarun, start by telling me a little bit about yourself. What got you in the industry?
That's a pretty good question, Dhruv. Like, I've been asked multiple times and multiple platforms, and I always love to answer it because it connects me to our students. One of the reasons why we started Pacific Link College was to help students fulfill their dreams. And that dream goes back all the way to my own dream when I came to Canada. I came here, by the way, as an international student to complete my software engineering. When I came here, I realized that time there were very few international students used to come. So I realized that there is a lot of room for improvement. Canada is a wonderful place and always welcoming people, but there's always room to improve. And with that thing in my mind, that how can I help each and every single student who lands in Canada? And with that mindset, we started Pacific Link College.
How long ago was it?
It's 11 years ago.
Wow. You guys have accomplished a lot over the years.
True.
And that's what makes you a special college. Amongst the other private institutes, I believe you guys really stand out thanks to your combined learning programs, your partnership with the Public Institute that allows your students to get a postgraduate work permit, and the ease of access that you're providing these students when it comes to helping them with employment.
True. That's a very good point of employment. I'll start with there.
Yes.
Employment is a key. As we were discussing, earlier, that Canada is a land of bread and butter. So it starts with a good job, right? And it's very hard for students to get a good job when they land in Canada because they come from different cultures, different time zones, different mindset, and then which doesn't gel well with the employers as soon as they come. So it takes them quite a bit of time to assimilate and find the right job for themselves. But we also saw that in the last few years, especially because of COVID, the struggle from employers to find employees, right employees, has become huge.
Yes.
Right? They're regularly, you must have seen like hiring now, you must have seen employers even going on the media, like the big TV channels and asking, like, requesting the ministers, we need people, otherwise we'll shut down our factories, we'll shut down our stores, restaurants. So looking at that struggle, looking at that gap, which is there, we decided to connect, reach out to, and most of the time, some of the big hotels, restaurant chains, they are the ones who actually approached us.
Right.
Like they need people, and since we have students. So what we did is, any student, before they even start their program, or for example, if they're coming from overseas, before they begin their program, before they even land, they already have a letter of interview from all our industry partners.
Amazing.
Industry partners like, we have Tim Hortons, we have Popeyes, the big names. Marriott works with us very closely.
Yes.
We have Harrison Lake Hotels, it's a hot springs.
Wow.
Just like them, like list is endless. There's a lot of other employers across Canada who works very closely with us. This thing helps them a lot. So when they land, they don't have to look for, make a new resume and look for each and every place where they can find a job, or drop off 50 resumes and sit quietly at home and wait until someone calls them, because it's facilitated by us. So what happens is we connect employer with students, and the program, all our programs are co-op. Co-op means like the work experience. In some countries it's called internship, but this is paid internship, you can say. Yeah. So since all our programs are heavily focused on work experience, this is the best way to get them started with that experience as soon as they land. And as you know, like Dhruv, if someone is coming to Canada and they get a job, it helps them to build a great rapport with employers. It helps them to build references, not only to find a better job in the future, but also if they are living here. Having a good rapport with any employer goes a very long way.
That's an excellent benefit that you guys are providing these students. I'd like to know more about the combined learning options that you're offering.
So combined learning is a very unique system. In combined learning, students can actually study anywhere across Canada with us, as long as they're doing their co-op in one of the work sites. So that gives them work experience. Plus, for learning, they can learn from anywhere. So this thing is a huge advantage because students can now go and especially like smaller communities. There's a huge need for employees. Yes. So if a student is in a smaller community, they want to take a program, they don't have to move to Vancouver. They can actually stay there, begin their program online, and then work will actually help them to get their work experience in those smaller communities. Because there are lots of employers who actually need people in the smaller communities. By this, student gets their education, and we are helping Canadian economy. And the third, we are helping employers with finding the right people. Excellent. And coming to another one, Dhruv, like you were mentioning about our partnerships. Yes. We have one of the most prestigious partnerships in Canada. When I say the most prestigious, like some of the big universities, one of the most dynamic university, KPU, works only with us. So we have a very close relationship with them where our students can study the business leadership program and they can finish the first year and they can do the second year with them to get a diploma, or they can continue for another 2 years to get a bachelor's degree. Similarly, we have another partnership with Vancouver Community College where students can go and continue their degrees. We have Trinity Western University and a pretty long list. Not only here, we have accreditation called SQA through which our students can actually continue their studies across 85 institutions across the world. Wow. So you guys are really addressing a very important need there. True. This is a private college that you can study at and still get a postgraduate work permit if you choose to go the partnership route. And plus, we really, as I mentioned, we really focus on work experience part. So that's why, as you mentioned, PGWP, it's a work permit where students can gain work experience. Yeah. That particular piece of work experience, we have put it in the program itself. So which means even the scheduling of the classes are done in that way. So students can take weekend program. Wow. So how many hours are they typically doing a week? So Dhruv, that's a great question because they study for 2 days, full-time entire days. Okay. And one day they only do like about 5 hours where they have presentations, projects. So they study only for 5 hours. That means it leaves them 4.5 days to work for someone. Yes. So as you know, like a lot of employers doesn't like a disruptive schedule. So what we have done is we're looking at, again, industry, students, build a schedule so that they can easily gain their work experience and get their education. Excellent. Another important issue that I believe your college is doing an excellent job of addressing is the fact that sometimes when students finish their 1-year course and they're looking to get admission in their second course, they've got to wait a long time. Sometimes longer than 90 days, which of course we know students aren't allowed to do because once 90 days have passed since your education was completed, technically your study permit becomes expired, null and void. Sometimes a student will finish their education in December and now they can't get another admission until September. But I believe your college is allowing people to enroll more often than just December, Jan, May. Tell me about that. So that's another thing, Dhruv, that why students love Pacific Link College. When I say love means like back of their mind, they're like not even worried about like, okay, it's time for admission and we have to wait all the way till September. So what happens is students, why we created the monthly system is for 2 reasons. So students can take admission every month, which means we don't run a semester system. We run 1 course a month. Okay. So anyone can come and join at any time during the year. We started this because we noticed a lot of students, let's say if they have to take a break. In the current system where most of the institutions in Canada run a semester system, for example, someone got sick, they had a family issue or an emergency, if they leave, they literally fail the entire semester.
Yeah.
But with us, they just take 1 month or 2 months off and come back and begin again.
Excellent.
And secondly, there were lots of students who were facing issue where they would come and, when they are looking forward to do another program, or they were even coming in some institutions where the seats were filled up and they're looking for actually programs and they couldn't find anywhere. That's where, they started with Pacific Link College. And our monthly intake system became very popular.
Excellent. Another segment of the market that can take advantage of your programs and has done so is visitors. Sometimes visitors come here and they find that they love to spend some more time here, perhaps study or work. Tell us more about the visitors that enroll in your courses.
There's a huge interest from visitors. You're right, especially when they come to Vancouver or Toronto. What a beautiful cities both are.
Yeah.
The moment they come, they're like, wow, I want to, and one of the reasons which holds them here is education. They realize if we want to do something here, the first thing is let's learn about Canada. And how do we learn about Canada? By educating them. So a lot of visitors who come under 6 months of program, they can take it within Canada. And it's been going for a very long time. Like I remember back in the day, Japanese students, Korean students used to come and take the programs which were less than 6 months. But now recently I've seen across other communities, other countries, when people are coming, they're also they love to take the program which is less than 6 months.
Tell us about the programs that your college offers.
So we offer very unique programs. As I was mentioning earlier, that most of our programs focus on the industry. What does the industry need? Because all of our programs link to employment. So one of our recent program, as I was mentioning, that is restaurant management. We have a lot of restaurants across Canada. As you know, Canada is becoming the leading gastronomy of the world, but we don't have restaurant managers. So we listened to the industry, we created a program with collaboration with industry, and today through that program, we are helping people, get into the field of restaurant management. So similarly, we have business programs, hospitality, tourism. One of our very famous program recently is childcare and language assistant. There's again huge shortage, which we are filling it up. We have started business leadership. One of the programs is same like recording, editing, SEOs, and it's all related to digital media, which is a very, very popular program of ours. And the last one, the program which we are starting is in the healthcare. So the healthcare program also has a bits of pieces of MOA, which is medical office assistant and some other technical jobs or assistant jobs in healthcare. So that, as you know, like our healthcare field is right now struggling again. I would say facing shortages on all different levels. So we have developed programs so that a lot of internationally trained healthcare people can come here. They can actually challenge their own exams in their fields, but while they are challenging, they can also work as an assistant to different healthcare professionals within the healthcare industry. So these are all our programs, unique programs. All program comes up with a paid internship. So if it's a 1-year program, students will do 6 months of study and 6 months of paid internship. If it's a 2 years of program, student will study for 1 year and second year they will do paid internship. And these jobs, as I mentioned to you earlier, are facilitated by us. We take care of everything. We connect them with employers. If there's an issue, the employer comes back to us. And again, we facilitate even those resolving those issues. So all of our programs are very, very well designed, taught by one of the top teachers, instructors of Canada, and who have a lot of experience in the field. That's another thing I want to touch base, because since we are a career college, which means we help people build their careers, our instructors also come from career backgrounds, which means that definitely they have high academics, but at the same time, they come with a lot of experience, like 5 or 10 plus years of experience in industry. It helps them to connect students to the employers, plus it helps them to teach students with what's happening in the real industry.
Excellent. Thank you so much. was a pleasure to have you here with us today, Tarun.
Yeah.
And if you guys are looking to get more information on how you can enroll in their programs, please contact us today and we'd be happy to help you with your study journey.
Yeah. Thank you, Dhruv, so much. Lovely to be here again.
Of course.
And we look forward of working closely and helping more students from Toronto.